Sir, we need your help with an injured alligator that is coming in. ETA 2 minutes, my assistant said smoothly. I work at a dog and cat veterinary clinic in emergency. I stare blankly at my assistant as if she had just spoken Chinese at me. I must have misheard you. Would you like to repeat what you just said? My assistant, Samantha, just stared at me as if I was dumb. An injured alligator will be coming through our doors in less than 2 minutes, she repeats. My mouth drops open as my eyes widen in disbelief. Why not take it to an exotic veterinarian? I asked. When I woke up this morning, this never crossed my mind as to how my day was going to go. I didn't play 20 questions with them, Samantha states with a dry tone, and they said we were the correct ones to help. I rubbed a hand down my face in disbelief. An alligator was coming into my clinic. Secure every animal in our care. Start building a blockade by the cages and give us a path, I ordered. A freaking alligator, because why not at this point? Samantha rushed out of my office and started barking orders at the other veterinarian technicians and assistants. Everyone stared at her as if she grew another head, and I couldn't blame them. You heard her, move! I barked out and everyone scattered. In a flurry of movement and chaos, we were lugging in crates of all sizes. One assistant called out, "We have plexiglass!" A few assistants rushed to grab them to protect our animals who were here for surgery or post-op surgery. I stuck the plexiglass between the crates as a vet tech started duct taping it all together to hold. Another grabbed some wire and started wiring the crates together in case the alligator's tail hits it. I need a gurney! I bark out as I set up the equipment right next to the emergency entrance and exit. Samantha came rolling the gurney over. It looked like a war zone in the back. Samantha rushed to the front door and flipped the open sign to close, before she started calling our patients scheduled to come in for their appointments and scheduling them later in the day. The vet techs and assistants all started grabbing our hurricane-proofing wood to line the crates next. I started doing as much research as possible on alligators and their systems. The fact it was injured told me it was trauma-related. The minutes ticked by too fast, and before we knew it, there was banging on the door. A brave assistant opened the door, and we all paused at what we saw. It was a version of trauma, just one that no one could ever fix. The alligator was dead. "We have to hurry!" The woman screamed at me as she and her partner hefted the alligator on the gurney, still performing CPR. Now, I was even more confused. "Ma'am, the alligator is dead," I said slowly, as her partner hooked up the IVs and monitors. "You think I don't know that?" The woman screamed at me as the vet techs and assistants all looked at each other. "Then why?" I tried to make sense of what she was trying to tell me. But the dog inside the alligator's stomach might not be dead yet, and that knocked the breath out of me as the assistants rushed the gurney into surgery. I quickly scrub in for the surgery. I knew every second counted, and if the animal the alligator ate was still alive, that it soon might not be due to suffocation. With my scalpel in hand, I cut into the alligator as every vet tech and assistant were either helping or on standby. I cut through the stomach and the smell was horrible. It made many of the assistants gag or vomit into the trash can. I dug my hands into the 4-foot alligator. Then I felt the legs of the creature inside. With no finesse, I grabbed the legs and yanked the animal out. It was a chihuahua. Immediately, the vet techs hooked it up to an IV and monitors while starting CPR. I scanned the little one and noted the broken jaw and the puncture wounds on its front legs. The chihuahua wasn't breathing. "Come on," one assistant muttered as she rubbed its chest roughly. For 2 minutes, and still the chihuahua wouldn't breathe. I bowed my head. We were too late. Then Samantha frowned before grabbing 2 large needles and stabbed them in both lungs. A large rush of air expelled, and suddenly the chihuahua was breathing. All of our eyes widened in absolute shock. "I'll be damned," a vet tech started. "How did the chihuahua survive against the alligator? The odds were not in its favor, but there the little one was whimpering and breathing with pain-filled eyes." I immediately started working on the chihuahua. After 2 hours, I finally stepped out of surgery as I made my way over to the woman and her partner, who were holding each other's hands forcefully. The woman jumped up out of her seat when she saw me. "Is Powder going to be okay?" she asked as tears flowed down her cheeks. I stared at the woman before nodding. Powder should make a full recovery. The woman collapsed like a puppet as she sobbed into her partner's shoulder. But I still had one question on my mind. "How did the alligator die?" I asked them. The woman looks up and says with a straight face, "The alligator wasn't going to take Powder away from me, and no one would operate on a live alligator. So, I evened the odds for Powder."